Welcome to another video session. We are looking into the unit 4, which is combinational logic circuit. This is class 5 or the fifth lecture on this combinational logic circuit. So far, we have looked into the basic theorems associated with the Boolean algebra, and we have also looked into the properties, the axioms in the Boolean algebra, and we have simplified some expressions, Boolean expressions, using those theorems and axioms. Next, we had looked into how we can represent the Boolean function in terms of the canonical forms, that is in terms of the max terms and min terms. And we have also looked into the standard forms, that is the standard products and standard sum form. And that means each min term is called the standard product term, and each max term is called the standard sum term. Next, we have also looked into the different digital logic gates such as AND gate, OR gate, NAND gates. We have simply considered those different gates in terms of their functionality. Next, we have looked into how we can reduce the Boolean functions using the map techniques, that is the Karnaugh map technique. We have also looked into how we can simplify the POS form or the product of sum form, and how we can use the don't care condition also in the Karnaugh map and simplify. So this is what we have considered so far. In this session, we will look into how these NAND and NOR gates are used as the universal gates. We will look into the exclusive OR gate function. Let's get started. Here is shown an inverter which has one input and one output. So inverter or a complement. So if I give X as the input, output will be X complement. So it will be a inverting operation. So how you can use the NAND gate to work as a inverter. So you know NAND gate has a 2 input, and how we can make the NAND gate work as an inverter, because inverter requires one input and it has one output, whereas NAND gate, if you consider a 2 input NAND gate, it has 2 inputs and one output. So a NAND gate can be simply implemented as a inverter by shorting the 2 inputs and making it as a one input. So you will have one input and one output. So therefore, NAND gate can be made to work as an inverter by simply shorting the input. Next, how do you make the NAND gate work as a AND gate? So if X and Y are the inputs of this NAND gate, and so the output is X, Y complement, X and Y whole complement. So that is the NAND operation. But we want AND operation. So the output of the NAND gate, if you give it to a inverter operation, just now we explained how an inverter can be implemented using a NAND gate. So you put another NAND gate with the 2 inputs shorted, so you will get a inverter operation. So when you give it to that inverter, here you get X and Y whole complement. So here you will get X and Y whole double complement. So double complement, you will get back the same answer. So that is X, Y. So double complement will be cancelled. It will cancel each other. That means one complement will complement and cancel the other. So therefore, we get back X, Y without the complement. So therefore, we have implemented a AND operation using NAND operation. NAND gate. Next, let us look into how we can perform the OR operation. So here we take the X and give it as a NOT operation. So using an AND gate, so you have to take a 2-input NAND gate and short the 2 inputs and give it as 1 input as X. Similarly, for the lower part of the circuit also we should do. Then the output of these two NAND gates, which are being used as an inverter, will be now given to the 2 inputs of the NAND gate. So the output will be, so what is the output at this output here? Output of this first gate inverter, the NAND gate that is working as an inverter, here will be X complement, here will be Y complement. And the input to this NAND gate is X complement, Y complement, and X complement, X complement and Y complement, whole complement. That will be the output here. So therefore, by applying the De Morgan's theorem here and simplifying, we'll get this as X or Y. So we have realized the OR gate using the NAND gate. So since you can realize all the gates, these are the basic gates: inverting gate and an OR gate, or NOT gate. Inverter is also called as a NOT gate. So NOT and an OR gate, they are the basic gates. They can be realized using NAND gate. So therefore, NAND gate are called as the universal gates, because you can realize any gates, any basic gates, or even the other gates like the XOR gate. We will see shortly how you can realize even the XOR gates using NAND gate. So therefore, NAND gate are called as universal gates, not just NAND gates. Even NOR gates are also called as universal gates. So that also we will see. So therefore, we have discussed so far that NAND gate can be used to implement all the basic gates. So this is the NAND gate for more than 2 inputs. If you want to consider for more than 2 inputs, then this will be the NAND gate. And similarly, this will be for the inverted OR operation. So if you want to use for the NOR operation, we will look into that later. So as of now, we will look into how, whether are we going to use always only 2 input NAND gates? No, it can be more than 2 input NAND gates. So that is the point we are trying to make here. Okay. Now let us see how we can realize a simple function. Now this is function f, which is nothing but AB or CD. That means this is an AND gate. The output of this AND gate is A and B, and the output of this AND gate is CD. So this is an OR gate. So F will be equal to AB and CD. Next, if we give this to a NAND gate, this will be, we are just showing 3 different circuits which all are equivalent. So here output will be A and B whole complement. C and D whole complement will be the output of this NAND gate here. Now when you give a complement, and again when you're complementing here, so both complement will cancel. So therefore what input is going here to this OR gate is the A and B, which is same as this. And here what will be going as the input to this OR gate will be the AND operation of C and D. So F, this function and this function, though the circuit looks different, but functionality wise, this output F and this output F both are same. Okay. Now let us look at this. This means we have used purely the NAND gate. Here we have used 2 NAND gates, and we have used NOT gates and a OR gate. So that is what we have done here. Now here, if you take the NAND gate itself and you can implement. So therefore here output of the first NAND gate will be A and B complement the whole, A and B the whole complement. So this is what is A and B the whole complement. the output of this will be C and D the whole complement. C and D the whole complement. So when you give this to this NAND gate, the output of this will be A and B whole complement ANDed with C and D whole complement, that thing whole complement. So when you simplify this, you get this as AB or CD, which is same as what you've got here. So we have showing here that how we can realize any function also by using NAND gates. So as I previously mentioned, NAND gate can be used as a universal gate. So that is what we have shown here. So let us see some other functions. Here we are using a function which is of three inputs x, y, and z. So it's a function of three variables x, y, and z. And the output is 1 for the decimal value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. So for the three combinations, I mean for these three variable, what will be the total number of outputs? It will be 8, starting with x0, y equals 0, and z equals 0 up to x equals 1, y equals 1, and z equals 1. So totally for this three variable, we will have 8 combinations of this function. So out of those 8 functional values, the output is high or output is 1 only for 6 values. So for 2 values, which are those 2 values? When all 3 are zeros. So that is, and when x and y are 0 and x and y are 1 and z is 0, that is 6, decimal value 6. So for those two functions, the output is 0. So this is a function. Now let us write this. Okay, so this function can be written by simplifying, by using the corner map and simplifying. You will get this expression x complement x, y complement, or x complement y, or z. So this is a function. So we can realize this. So that's what we have shown here. So here you can see that it is for M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and M7. It is, and you know, from the rules of corner map, I can do a grouping of 4, 2, 4, 8, and so on. I can't do 6, and there is no rule for grouping diagonal, right? So those, I hope you recall and remember all those rules for grouping. Okay, so we have one group. So now we have joined these 4. So when we join 4, 2 will be eliminated. So therefore you get the z term. When we have joined these two, 1 literal will be eliminated. So whichever is changing the value, whichever is changing its state from its, see, y is going from 0 to 1, I mean y is remaining same, 0 to 0, whereas z changes from 0 to 1. So z will be eliminated. So what you have here is x, y complement. Similarly, when you group this, you have x complement y. So that is the function we have got. Next, how we can realize this? We can give it to an AND gate, and here we are giving y complement. So again, that can be, now here we are using a mix of the gates. So we are simply drawing the equation as it is, and then again we will implement fully with the NAND gate. So how we can simply uh, use the complete NAND gates for the implementation of the same equation we are shown here. So that means I require two input and NAND gates and one 3 input NAND gate to implement this functionality. So therefore we have seen this. So functionally both these are equal. So therefore this is the Boolean function. So even Boolean functions you can realize using NAND gates, not just universal gates. So we can use NAND gates. So here is another example where f is equal to a ANDed with, or a is multiplied with the product of CD ORed with B. Okay, and that whole result is ANDed with the product of B C complement. So So here C complement is taken. So here we are using the different gates. And of course, this is not purely the NAND gate, and we can implement this using the complete NAND gate also. So we have seen that NAND gates require multi-level inputs. So that means not just two inputs, three level, four inputs, and so on. And here we have seen that we can use multiple levels. That means output is available at the first level itself, output is available at the second level, and so on. So here we are seeing that the output is available at the multi-level. So it is not available at the first stage, it is available at the second stage. And there also you need to complement and take the output. So this we call it as a multi-level NAND gate. So output is not available at the first level. That means here we have used, and this is the first level of output. So it is not available. The first level is the second level, and that output again has to be complemented. So we call this as multi-level output. So even for such cases, we can use NAND gates. But what happens? The delay will increase. So the output of the so when this output, which is a partial output, is given to this NAND gate here, and by the time it reaches and we get the final output, there is a delay. So that is why we normally avoid the multi-level, and usually it is limited to two level is what we have seen previously. Okay. Now we will see how the NOR gate can be used to implement all the functions. So NOR gate is used as a dual operation, just like the NAND gate. So you can use the two input NOR gate and short the two inputs to make it work as a NOT operation or an inverter operation. Similarly, NOR gate can be made to work as a OR gate by giving the output of the NOR gate to a NOT gate implemented using the NOR operation, NOR gate. So how you do that? So you take the two input NOR gate, short the two inputs, and you give the output of this previous NOR gate to the second NOR gate, you get the output. So therefore, that is what is the output, which is OR function. Similarly, you can also implement the AND operation. So you can see that all the basic gates can be realized using the NOR gate. So therefore, we call this NOR gate also as a universal gate. And you should see that the NOR and NAND are dual of each other. All right. So you can see here they are duals of each other. So that means you complement that, you will get the result. So just like how we can use multi input NAND gate, here NOR gate also we can use multi inputs and realize the functions. So next is the exclusive OR function. Why is it exclusive? Why is it called exclusive? So let us see that. So exclusive OR is a special function where output is 1 only if X or Y. Suppose if you are considering two input, only if X or Y is equal to 1, only then output is 1. When both are zeros or when both are ones, the output is 0. Now why do we consider this? See, this functionality as it is, we can use it to check the magnitude of this, or which is greater. Suppose if X is 1 and y is 0, that means X is greater than Y. So we can use this exclusive OR gate to check that condition. Okay, of course, we have to also look into what if when Y is 1 and X is 0. So that means the same XOR function can be used to check whether X is greater than Y or Y is greater than X. So both will not be equal. So this is very clear. So from this we can understand that it will be the equality condition will not be matched with this. So therefore, what is the exclusive OR operation? It is represented by this, as we already know, a circle with a plus inside. So what is the functionality of this? This is A XOR B is given by X, Y complement or X complement Y. So that means output is high only when one of the input is high. not when both inputs are high or not when both inputs are low. That is XOR function. So this is the NOT operation of exclusive OR is called the XNOR operation. As I said, exclusive OR, we can check whether X is greater than 1 or Y is greater than 1, right? So if you complement this XOR operation, you get XNOR operation. So this is the representation of XNOR operation. So you take the XOR of X and Y, uh, X, uh, X XORed with Y, that output you complement it to obtain exclusive NOR operation. So this we use it for equivalence, and you know that the when we take a complement, so that means output will be high only when X and Y are same. That means if X is 0 and Y is 0, output will be 1. And when X is 1 and Y is 1, output will be 1. When X is 1 and Y is 0, output will be 0. Similarly, when X is 0 and Y is 1, output will be 0. So therefore, this exclusive NOR gate will be used for equivalence operation. So that is what you have to understand. Okay, so what I was saying here is that the exclusive OR gate, if you complement that, you will get the exclusive NOR operation. So what is the actual equation for that? We are showing here. So you take the XOR operation, that is X, Y complement, ORed with X complement Y. This whole you take a complement. So you will get this as X complement. So when you apply the De Morgan's theorem, this complement will apply here, and the AND operation will become OR operation, and the OR operation will become the AND operation here. So we get this as, and since the complement here, so we will get this X complement ORed with Y double complement. So Y double complement equals to Y. So therefore, this term will turn out to be X complement or Y. And we know that this OR operation will become AND operation here. And here, this will become what is X complement and Y. This will become X or Y complement. Next, when you further simplify this, multiply term by term, so you will get X complement into X will give you 0. As you know, the laws, the axioms we have seen, so X into X complement will be equal to 0, and X into Y will not be equal to 0 here, and Y complement into X complement, that term will appear, and Y into Y complement will be 0, so that term will not be available here. So therefore, the output of the XNOR gate will be XY or X complement Y complement. So here it says that when X and Y both are 1, or when X is 0 and Y is 0, output is 1. So that is what we have shown here. Therefore, we have shown the XNOR operation and XOR operation. Let us identify the identities that are applicable to the XOR operation. So X, if you perform the XOR operation of X and 0, then you will get X, right? So because suppose if you say X is 1, so 1 XOR 0 is 1, and 0 XOR 0 is 0, right? So therefore, it depends on X. Therefore, the identity holds good here. X XORed with 0 will be equal to X. Similarly, X XORed with 1 will be equal to X complement. Because if X is equal to 1, 1 XOR 1 will be equal to what? It will be 0. As we said, only when one of the input is, if you consider these two are the two inputs of the XOR, then XOR operation will be 1 only when one of the input is high. Since this input is already high, when X is 1, output will be 0. When X is 0, only then output is 1. So that means output is 1 when X is a complement. So we call this as XORed with 1 will be X complement, and X XORed with X will be equal to 0. So when X is, and you know that when both are same inputs, output is 0. So that concept we have applied here. Similarly, x and x complement will be equal to 1. X XOR with x complement will be equal to 1. So these are the identities that hold good for the exclusive OR operation. So this, it obeys the uh, you if you take x XORed with y complement is same as x complement XORed with y, and it is same as the XNOR complement. The XNOR function. So that is what is indicated here. Okay, so let us realize the XOR function. As I said, we will realize the uh, all gates using NAND gates. So here is the XOR realized using the NAND gates alone. All right. So this is a circuit we have to practice and remember. So this is the, of course, we can use the equation and derive the circuit, but this is the easiest one. So we can remember this circuit. So this is a logic circuit of an exclusive OR gate implemented using the NAND gates alone. Okay. So far we have seen the different topics in this unit. All right. And we have seen the exclusive OR function, and more on exclusive OR function we will continue in the next session. Thank you.